Black Panther is directed by Ryan Coogler, the director of Creed and Fruitvale Station, and is the 18th entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, starring Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther and Michael B. Jordan, who is a long-time collaborator with Ryan Coogler, having also previously starred in his 2 previous films. And I really enjoyed this movie. Now, there is a lot of hype surrounding this movie. In fact, an incredible amount of hype. So it's hard to go in. You know, it's hard to read reviews and listen to critics and wonder if are they actually, you know, proper reviews, or they're just like getting caught up in the hype train. And for the most part, this movie is really, really good. The characters are fantastic. They're likeable. Chadwick Boseman as King T'Challa, Black Panther, is really good. Obviously, we've been introduced to him in Captain America Civil War before, so we've got a flavour of the sort of character that he is. He's a reserved, strong character. You know, he's got a very good king-like presence in the movie, and then he's surrounded by brilliant actors. One of my favourite characters in the movie is Ulysses Claw, played by Andy Serkis. There's something happens to the character during this movie which I was quite disappointed about, but I go into the disappointments later, into the negatives, disappointments later on in the review. But yep, Andy Serkis was brilliant in this movie. Martin Freeman's really good. Michael B. Jordan is brilliant. The villain, Killmonger, is really, really good villain. He's an understandable villain. You get where he's coming from. You know, he's from that world, but he's an outsider that was never accepted, and then basically he wants his revenge. So he's, in my opinion, is one of the better Marvel Cinematic Universe villains. He's up there alongside like Loki. I think he's been the best since Michael Keaton's The Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. He was a really good villain. But yeah, he's a likeable. I wouldn't say he's the best. I've seen some reviews and they've said he's the best villain out of the MCU. But again, I think that's like getting caught up in the hype surrounding the movie. He is really good, and Michael B. Jordan is really good in the role. But Michael B. Jordan is a good actor, and going by his previous collaborations with Ryan Coogler, Fruitvale Station and Creed, they work really well together, and I'm looking forward to seeing them team up again in future, projects. Yeah, it delves into like the history of Wakanda. See, I've liked Black Panther as a character when I've like read the comic books in the past, but I've never really bought into the idea of Wakanda being this super advanced nation, more advanced than most first world countries like America, Japan, these sort of countries. But it works in this movie. You delve into the history of Wakanda, you delve into the history of the Black Panther, the history of his father, who you saw die in Captain America Civil War. And yeah, it's just really interesting. Martin Freeman, I liked his character in this. He plays the American CIA agent, and he's pretty good. For the most, the film wouldn't miss anything if he wasn't in the movie, but for the role that he plays, again, another character that was introduced in Captain America Civil War, is quite good. I can't remember her name, but she plays Michonne in The Walking Dead, and she's really good in this. And I can't remember the character, but she's like the head general of the Royal Guard, basically. I can't remember her name, damn it, it's going to bug me now, but yeah, she's really good. And also the actress who plays his sister, it's kind of like Black Panther's Q in a way, is pretty good as well. There's also, quite a lot of Easter eggs that you need to like pay attention to catch. There's also a couple of credit scenes. One, I'm not going to spoil them, but it opens the world to Wakanda, basically one of them, which like can also open a lot of questions to like future Black Panther movies, like what is the world gonna do now that they know Wakanda exists. But I'm not going to spoil the second after credit scene. That's the mid credit. I'm not going to spoil the after credit scene. But yeah, there's not as much Black Panther in the movie that I thought there was going to be. But when he's on the screen, is really good. Although there's that, and I'm now delving into the negatives of the movie. A lot of the critics have said that it's like pretty much a perfect movie, and it's far from a perfect movie. There's a bit of like, you know, shall I say, how do I describe it? Like political statements involved. Obviously, they say that Michael B. Jordan's character Killmonger is an extremist, and he is in a way. But some people could take that the wrong way. Some people might like it. You know, that's some of the like negatives of that. Like there's a scene where it's in the UK at the Museum of Great Britain, and it could be seen as a positive, it could be seen as a negative. It depends which angle you're coming from. Some of the CGI looks unfinished. Like there's this scene where like he's getting coronated. He's doing like some sort of like trial, some battle trial or something. And it shows a shot of like the cliff face, and there's like lots of characters stood on this cliff, you know, watching the coronation, and a lot of them look like, from what I could see, I've only seen it once by the way, but they looked like cut and paste characters, like they weren't really real. And some of the CGI towards the end of the movie, in the end battle between Black Panther and Killmonger, they're like fighting and they're dropping down and they're punching each other, and it looks like a shitty scene out of Spider-Man 3 between Spider-Man and Venom. It's that typical scene where they, you know, when they're falling and they're entangled with each other and they're punching and stuff in it. To me, it just didn't look finished in a way. It looked too cartoony. And another issue I had was the final battle between Black Panther and Killmonger takes place in a dark cavern, and they've got dark suits. So sometimes it, you know, it could have been better. It could have been lit better. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see what's going on, but yeah. Apart from that, it is a good movie. Not as good as, you know, a lot of the critics are making out. You know, it's 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. I wouldn't give it that. It is kind of like, you know, Marvel cookie cutter in some aspects, but some aspects it's not as well, because it focuses more on character rather than just like superhero flash bang wallop. And there's a different kind of hero. Is like you get the cocky heroes like Doctor Strange and Tony Stark, but this guy, King T'Challa, is more reserved. You can tell there's an intelligence there, but he has to act like a king. He has to like make decisions on a daily basis that the other superheroes don't have to make. And there's this like royal presence in his performance, which is really, really good. And yeah, and one more negative that I forgot about, which I mentioned earlier. One of my favourite characters, Ulysses Claw, played by Andy Serkis. The thing what happens to him, I'm not going to spoil it, but it really disappointed me because I want to see him in more Marvel films. He was introduced in Avengers Age of Ultron, and then he's back in this, and he's like, in the comic books, he's one of the Black Panther's main villains. And I would have liked to see more of him, but, you know, that is probably my biggest disappointment in the movie. But all in all, I really enjoyed this movie. It's one of the top Marvel movies out there, you know, out of what's been made. And I'm going to give it a rating of B+. Yeah, it's a really good film. Just don't, you know, believe all the hype. Don't, you know, to me, it wasn't as good as I was expecting, but it was good nonetheless, you know. So let me know down below, guys, what do you think of the movie if you've seen it? What's your favourite part? What are you open to seeing, like Black Panther sequels or from Black Panther in Avengers Infinity War? Write in my comment section, guys. Like and share my channel, and remember, stay heroic.